Hello. Today we'll start my first tutorial in what will hopefully be a long line of future tutorials not only in Photoshop but other applications as well for inspiring graphic designers like myself. So here we go. So I was asked by a client to create a heart of fire for a Valentine's Day promotion, and here's what I came up with. By the way, I'm using Adobe Photoshop version 5.5, and you see the end product here, but I want to go ahead and close out. And you want to get to File New, and we want to have this a width of 600 by a height of 400, and we want to keep resolution at 72. So go ahead and hit OK, and we want to go ahead and enlarge this so it fits the screen for everybody. Okay, first thing, we want to make sure your color picker is set to default. And I think normally it's black in the forefront and white in the background, but we want to make sure that the black is the background. And once it's set, you go ahead and hit Command Delete, and that way you have a black background. And I believe if you have Windows, it's Control Backspace. Next, we want to create the heart. So if you go to your toolbar where the rectangle selection is, which is actually right here, you want to go ahead and click on Custom Shape Tool. And you want to go ahead to the top section in the tool section here and go ahead and click on the down arrow key, and you should see a heart here. If you don't see all these listed, just click the arrow here and then go to all, and it will go ahead and show all the symbols they have listed. But we wanted our heart selected, so go ahead and select it and click here. And also you want to select Shape Layers, which is in the Tools option bar up here. And I believe that's the first selection here. And then you want to go ahead and make sure the first box is selected here, which is called Create a New Shape Layer. And now you want to go ahead and create the heart. And I might suggest to hold down the Shift bar as you create it. That way you keep everything perfect and in line. And right now you see a heart. And it also created a new layer, as you can see. And if you notice on your layers panel here, there is a new layer with a heart shape. Next, you want to duplicate this layer. Make sure the layer is selected, which it is, and I want you to click on Command J. That'll create a new layer. And in Windows, I believe it's Control J. And since this layer is selected, we actually want you to turn it off, the visibility. So go ahead and click here, and we want to go back to the original layer. You'll want to go ahead and click create a layer style. So go ahead and double click on this layer here, and under blending options, you want to go to where it says fill opacity and set that to 0. Next, you want to go ahead and give it a outer glow, and what you do is just go ahead and click here, and where the color is, you want to give it a hexadecimal value of FCAC12, and as you can see, it's a nice colorful orange. Then go ahead and hit OK. And next, you want to make sure your size is set to 5 pixels, which it's already preset. And as you can see, you see an outline of a heart here, of course. And next, you want to go ahead and give it an inner glow. So you go ahead and click here. Change the opacity to 100%, and go to the color again, and give it a hexadecimal color of F89801. And then select OK. And we want the size to be about 15 pixels. And go ahead and click OK. We are already done here. Okay, so next we want to go ahead and turn back on the copy layer here, which is right here. So we see the white heart. And double click on it to bring up its layer style dialog box. Now I'll turn its opacity, fill opacity to 0. And we want to add an outer glow to this. At this time, leave it approximately around 75% is good. Then go ahead and change its color to, let's see, I have a color here for you. It's FF 4E00. That's in orange, of course, as you can see. And go ahead and click OK. And we want to set its size to about 30 pixels. Okay, next is inner glow. You want to check that. And you want to set its opacity to 100%. And then change its color, which is right here. And change its hexadecimal color to FFC 600. And go ahead and click OK. And then we want to set its size to 20 pixels. And once again, you go ahead and click OK. So right now you see a neon style heart. Looks very pretty. But next we want to go ahead and rasterize this copy layer so we can do some effects with it. So I want you to right click on it and go to rasterize layer. Okay, that takes care of that. Next I want you to go to the smudge tool, which is located on the toolbar over here. If you go ahead and click, you see the smudge tool here. And we want to go up to the brush size, and we want our brush size to be about 25 pixels and the hardness at 25 pixels. So go ahead and click out of it. And the strength, we want that to be at 75. So go ahead and increase that to 75. And right now we want to create some flames. So just play around to your liking. And you want to just sort of create, of course, a fire look. Kind of like it's the sun. It's not a sun, it's actually a heart. And at the bottom part, I think it's cool to sort of go up with it. At least that's what I liked before. But I might suggest too, to the if you get to where your keyboard is, the P, to the right of the P are two brackets. And you maybe want to increase the size a little bit of your smudge tool. And then you can create some new effects too, larger effects. And once again, just sort of play around with it to your liking, to what you think looks best. Now the next step you may or may not want to do, but I think it adds a little bit of flavor to it. You want to click on the original shape, of course, and we're going to go ahead and rasterize this. But you want to go to the smudge tool again, and this time you can leave it at whatever you want. I'm going to leave it maybe about 31 here. I'm going to go to a lower strength, and we're going to go to maybe 21% roughly. And with this layer selected here, just maybe go in the same direction as the flames. I think if you keep everything with the same feeling, it looks better in the end. Even though it's not a perfect shape heart, I just think it makes the heart look better. It's like you're sort of blending the two hearts together. Once you're happy with what you got, you want to go ahead and make a selection. So go ahead and click on the layer thumbnail of your top shape, which is right here, while you're clicking Command or Control, and you will see it select certain areas. You want to select the inverse of that, so go ahead and click on Select, Inverse, and then go ahead and press the Delete key, and then Command D or Control D to deselect. Now this is up to you. You can create an actual red heart behind the effects. So take the original shape, and you want to go ahead and hit Control J or Command J, and go ahead and slide this layer underneath the original layer. And we need to clear all the effects on it. So I want you to right click and click on Click Layer Style, Clear Layer Style, and you'll see a white heart there, of course. But of course we want to change the color. So if you double click on the shape layer and we go to color overlay, we can go to where the change color is, and I can give you a color. It's C0 2C 2C, and of course it's red. And go ahead and click OK. And as you can see, the red on red in some of the areas don't look that great. This area here. What I suggest is maybe to go to the eraser tool here, and then maybe bring the opacity up to about 75%. And you just want to go and brush in those areas where the red on red is. You just want to sort of add some contrast. And just brush it over it a few times. So hopefully that looks good to you. Now you can see if you want the red heart in there by clicking on its viewability. So we'll go ahead and click once here. And click again, and you can decide whether you like it or not. And as a side note, you can also apply text over the picture and also add some glowing effects to it. You know, if you want to put celebrate or Happy Valentine's Day over the heart, that would be your choice. But this would be it for today. I hope you enjoyed my first tutorial, and hopefully we'll see you again. Thank you.